this race. I know I'm more familiar with Barry's play than Schwartz's play, but these are both really great runners, so this should be an exciting one for sure. And here we go.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What was that item?
That would be the Power Glove, and it is very bad. You can play Rad Racer with it. But what an early find. That is a great way to start this.
Alright, looks like they all got the sign here. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Look at that! They both find that bomb.
That's a really nice bomb drop. Unfortunately, just small magic pots from the tree. You always secretly want the 20 rupees or that 4 bomb drop. Those are pretty clutch.
Let's see what the uncle gives today. Okay.
Wrong color bomb icon, but still helpful.
Alright, he's still opting to kill some of these guys. He wants to make sure he gets his other tree tug, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely, and walking away with a big 20 for his trouble digging in there.
Oh, wow, key.
All right. It'll be interesting to see which direction we end up hitting that dark area from in the seed.
Oh, wow. They're both thinking the same idea. Oh, wow.
I mean, when you've got Glove that early and you're already about to save and quit to the Sanctuary, like, why not? It makes perfect sense. We'll see if both of them opt to do the Dark Room or if somebody chooses to bail for now and avoid the sequence break.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Oh, magic decanter.
Yeah.
Oh!
And a sword. Wow.
Well, that makes it easy to dark nav if they decide to do so.
That's a sure thing at this point. Oh, Schwartz choosing not to do it. He's not going to make the sequence break. So we'll see what we get in here from Barry.
Very nice use of the sword here. Try to kill that rat. Did it.
Hunting for that rat in the dark can definitely be an experience sometimes, but not too bad once you get the feel for it. And Schwartz choosing not to check Lumberjacks from the looks of it. He's just going to go straight into the Lost Woods here.
All right. Still not grabbing that. That was a blue rupee, right?
I think it was green, actually.
Green? Oh, even worse.
Yeah, and speaking of blue rupees, it was a blue rupee in the dark room and escape.
Okay, he grabbed a new weapon there.
Schwartz, with a nice, I think that was a 4 bomb drop.
Oh, that definitely worked out for him.
I will say, the random enemy loot pack drops have been incredibly generous so far this seed.
Alright, one person's opting to do the 50-50 grape. Oh, there he is. Got that one bomb.
Excellent. And Schwartz picking up 300 rupees in the little pit there in the woods. So they will both have ready access to at least a bomb. Schwartz has the money to go hog wild at the bomb shop.
Oh, he wants to spend 1 bomb for 3 bombs. I don't think he might do it, but who knows?
That would be an interesting choice at this point, I think. See what we've got on the library here.
Oh.
Yeah, just a big 20.
Got a glove, got a sword. I
mean, I would be an escape right after Kakariko. Maybe after South Hyrule.
Yeah. Got a weapon that you can keep on using. You don't have to worry about the ammo.
Exactly. We've got a big 20 in the pub and a big 20 in the back of the thieves' hut, and we've got blue boomerang. But ooh, the pearl though.
Ooh. Library was a big red rupee.
Yeah. With that pearl, we are just 1 item away from Dark World access.
And Barry's using this little shed here, where you can get 4 bombs every time you walk in, and a 5 arrow.
I like this play from him, especially without him going and getting the big money drop. This is a great way for him to fill up on bombs before he goes on a mission.
And he's also trying to save money for the bottle vendor because he doesn't quite have that 100 rupee yet.
Absolutely. That bottle vendor is one of those locations that always seems like a bad idea until it pays off huge, and then it's a great idea.
Well, let's see if we collect it, eh? Little piece of love.
Yeah, it's not what they were looking for.
Some of the stuff we've seen, so Barry's very closely going to follow the footsteps of iamtheschwarz here, getting some more money for, of course, because we did find some cash here in the well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's interesting how, since open mode became, the competitive format, the early game routing, is really sort of solidified, I think, for a lot of our players. And so it's unsurprising to see a fair amount of convergence right now. It'll be interesting to see what their next step is, though.
That was a really quick map check, but I did see a green pendant in Desert Palace. Looks like a crystal was in Eastern, but I didn't really catch what Hera was.
Same, actually. Looks like crystals at Hera and Eastern, if chat got it right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a crystal, and it probably was crystal too when I was looking at the number. It was a number, so it didn't look like a red crystal. It was a regular crystal, so for both of those.
Yeah, and Schwartz going to go check out the dam. Let's see what we get here. So for a bomb upgrade. Go, tracker, go. Yeah, big props to our tracker. It's really hard. If you've never done it, when somebody else is doing those really fast map checks, big props to our trackers for being able to keep up with those.
Ooh, some protection.
Always a nice thing to find early on.
Yeah, Schwartz got that blue mail, so that helps out. Won't get killed by these crabs really quickly now. Got some defense.
And those crabs are shockingly brutal for an early game enemy. When you come by here with green mail and no real weaponry to speak of, they're no joke.
Alright, some bomb strats here.
Oh, that was a very near miss, but fortunately with that sword you can clean it up, no sweat.
Alright, let's see what we get here in the...
Bottle.
First bottle. Nice. And, of course, Brian.
Everybody loves Brian. Everybody loves to rag on Brian until they end up in blind with a dinky sword or no weapon, and then suddenly they all love the cane. And we are heading east here. I wonder if we'll be... it looks like we're going for the Ice Rod Cave play.
Interesting. Some runners like to hold off on this until they get the flute or the Pegasus boots, since this is a long walk.
It's definitely out of the way, but at the same time, when it pays off, you feel really, really smart for doing it. Personally, I think that with the Moon Pearl, I probably would have opted for the Big Flipper to those 2 items in the Waterfall Ferry. But, this is not a sequence break. It's totally possible for, anything to be there.
Yeah, the sequence break is to get into the waterfall, but Zora is definitely open because of that
Absolutely.
glove.
We're a little bit short on rupees for that, but it does look like we'll get to see what's in the front of Escape, or, well, the basement.
Good timing, because they do got that sword, so makes Escape just like how they usually do in vanilla.
Yeah, very, very doable.
All right. I think Barrybondz is maybe opting to do. Oh wow, he's definitely being cautious here.
Very, very cautious. Interesting. It looks like he's also going to go make the Ice Rod Cave play. Unfortunately, we know he's not going to find what he's looking for there, really, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting that both of our runners chose to make that play.
All right. We do have our regular commentator coming back now because he had some mic trouble, but what did we just find, Emo?
We found the hammer, aka Dark World Access, in the Dungeon and Escape. So we are well on our way here.
Well, that was definitely a stop hammer time moment, and pretty much that's where I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be stop commentating, and we're going to get NY Rambler back in here right about now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for keeping me company for the first few minutes of the seed, and I'll see you later, EA.
See y'all later.
Do I sound better now?
You sound fantastic.
Great. All right. I got worried there for a second. My computer had to do some updating. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. NY Rambler here. This was my scheduled spot. Shout out to Hiei for filling in for me while I was getting my computer all fixed. He does a great job, obviously. So.
Absolutely.
I was watching. So I saw most of the things that have been going on.
Yeah, it's interesting so far. We got very, very early Dark World access. I don't know if you saw the hammer in Escape.
That's the one thing I missed. Okay.
Yeah, so Thieves and Mire are going to be our Crystal 5 and 6, and Turtle Rock and Putt are pendants.
Ooh, interesting.
That Turtle Rock pendant is definitely, it's either the best news they've gotten or the worst, depending on whether they end up having to go in there to find something unrelated.
All right, well, Schwartz now heading into the Cave of Mediocrity, as I've renamed it.
Yeah, it hasn't been hyped so much lately, but there's always a chance.
And it looks like so far, we got a Master Sword and the Titan.
And the myth. Hype Cave is hype. All right.
The rumors of Hype Cave's demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Exactly.
So BarrybondZ got his hammer, and he's going to finish off Escape now. So looks like, I don't know how much more BarrybondZ is on the overall than Schwartz, but Schwartz looks like he has a pretty comfortable lead. But then again, they're in the Dark World at 13 minutes. So it looks like this is one of those seeds that very early start that could wind up dragging on a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, what's really interesting is with the items that they've gotten so far, they've got a fair amount of the world open to them. They're only an item or two away from, really having a lot of access. And, that you might see some really interesting divergence and a lot of change here. Anything could happen at this point.
Yeah, I think right now they're missing only the hook shot for having a full suite of items needed to traverse the entire overworld.
Absolutely. I think either the hookshot, the boots, or the mirror would each give them, a ton of different options.
So BarrybondZ about to get his Master Sword and Titan Smiths, while I am the Schwartz. He is playing the digging game, looking to dig up something good. How many digs do you think it'll take to get this? We're already about 13 in.
We're quite a ways in right now, so I'm going to say it's going to be a high one, somewhere in the mid-20s.
I think we just hit 20 now, and we're keep on going.
Just a 3-pack of bombs.
All those digs just for more bombs.
You always want to get the lame items after one dig, but doesn't seem to work out that way. And it looks like Schwartz is going to be picking up the Smith here in frog form, so we will be seeing a save and quit at some point. With the mitts, he's got to be feeling pretty good about that because he's got the fast access over here to the Dark World.
Yeah, I think he's grabbing the frog and he's going to check these 3 chests in Thieves, in the Village of Outcasts, and then he's going to go save and quit. Bring the frog back to the blacksmith.
Absolutely. We might actually see a hammer pegs check.
And chat pointing out, this is a frog and a frog combination.
What is the word for a group of frogs?
A group of
herd.
frogs. Oh, you mean there's the actual word?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. We've got a caravan of frogs.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go with it.
However, these frogs do have names. It's Glenn and Jeremiah.
Fair. So let's see if we get that hammer peck check after C-shaped house here. It's nice when you have to save and quit to just get it done, but he may be waiting for magic bat. No, it looks like he's probably going to do it since he didn't save and quit out of there.
Yeah, just get it out of the way now because he might forget about it if he doesn't.
Absolutely.
And if it's something important, he's going to regret not doing this if he didn't. So yeah, if you find, he's probably hoping to find like a lamp or a rod of some sort, something to help him, give him access to a dungeon or give him a little more access to the overworld.
Absolutely. Picking up a fire rod here would be really staggering. That would immediately let them jump into Skull Woods, which would be pretty great for them routing-wise. But while it is red, it's not the fire rod.
Yeah, the wrong kind of red.
Chat letting me know that it's actually a knot of frogs, which is fascinating. Although I did want to give shoutouts to Kova for his suggestion of a Kermit of frogs, because I do think that would be a great way to describe it.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
That was incredibly well done.
That's one of my better impressions like that guy ever do.
Excellent.
I'm known for my obscure pop culture references, not my Kermit the Frog impressions, but I mean, it's a hidden talent of mine, actually.
Well, it should be on your resume. I think that no matter what career you go into, I'm pretty sure that the Kermit will assist you.
And then chat will do the entire commentary in Kermit. No, that's not going to happen.
And Bonds has gone into Thieves Town. Oh, and there's the lamp.
That's very important. Not only does it avoid dark rooms, but it logically opens up a few more extra places that he would have had the logic break before. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good find for sure.
Absolutely.
Plus,
and it's great. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying it's his first fire source.
Definitely. And unfortunately, that Dwarves play did not pay out. But Barrybondz is in a good shape here. He can fully clear this dungeon and the flippers.
Ooh, Thieves Town giving away the goods. And it is, oddly enough, it's a 5/6 crystal.
And the bow!
What is going on here?
What is this front of Thieves Town? This is ludicrous. Now that does mean that he's going to have to dig a little bit for the small key in order to go get the big chest. But we're already 3 items down, so he may not even have to deal with that.
Yeah, there's only one more item. If he finds the other item, say in the room where you bomb the light, the big chest is going to be irrelevant.
Yeah, Thieves Town definitely the play here. Schwartz looks like he's going to go check inside of Skull Woods and see what he can dig out of there.
Yeah, V27/V26, Skullwood's got a reputation of usually having something pretty good, so Schwartz playing the odds a little bit here. There's only 2 items, but I think the number run was 45% of the time you'll have a progression item or something that leads to progression.
Yeah, now I know that was the case for V26. I've heard some people saying anecdotally that they think a little bit of the value of Skull Woods has been shifted to pod with the new logic changes in V27.
It went down a little bit, but not a lot to skew the numbers too much.
Yeah, I definitely do the early check still, but I know a lot of people have been discussing it. It's really interesting. You know, with this randomizer, tiny little changes in the logic can have pretty sweeping effects on the meta. So it's always a ton of fun to see what changes.
Yeah, Schwartz found one item already, a pack of bombs. Bonds found the map in that chest up there, so...
And there's another bottle with a little bee.
Yep, that's both items of Skull Woods, so that's completely done.
So clearly, Thieves Town, the play here. Barry is going to have a lot of stuff available to him to do now.
And it looks like Schwartz might be making his way down there also, as he's heading back down. Hopefully he makes that little turn, goes straight, and heads right into Thieves Town.
I think that's absolutely the right thing to do, whether you know what's in there. With it being a 5/6 and right there, you gotta go in. It's full clearable.
Yeah, I think this is actually the only dungeon he can complete at this point.
I think that's probably the case. That will change very soon for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. After this, that opens up He gets all the items he needs for Pod and for Eastern, and all he needs is a mirror for Swamp. All he needs is a hookshot also. So yeah, so after this, you can easily do probably Pod or Eastern.
I think that would be a great play. Let's see what we got in the big chest here in Thieves. And just a Pizza Heart, but that is all the items in Thieves.
Yeah, so the lion's going to drop a compass. Ice Pals cannot be a play because they do not have the access inside past the first room. They need either the Fire Rod or the Bombos Medallion. And Schwartz about to get his... He just got his flippers and about to get his bow.
He's going to be very happy to see that. And Barry going into his blind fight, getting a good first phase here. And a really clean second phase as well.
Yeah, he's doing... Well, the first two phases was definitely the scripted blind fight. He has to be careful down here. He's down to 1.5 hearts. He's busting out the Cane of Burnham for the safety strats to get the last hit. Nice
I think
job.
that's absolutely the play. When you got that cane, there's really no disadvantage to using it.
Yeah, Blind pretty much the only boss in the entire game that is easily damaged by that cane. It does fighter sword damage. All the weapons that do hit Blind deal the same amount of damage. The special boss. So, fighter sword to butter sword all does the same amount of damage.
Yep. And it looks like Barry's going to go... Barry did not actually do a few of the Village of Outcast checks, so he's going to go take care of that right now.
Yeah, he grabbed the C-shaped house, he grabbed the piece of heart. Now he's leaving, and he's probably going to make the play over to the east side.
Hitting his map check-in, and yeah, heading east.
He'll probably walk all the way to... He'll probably go to Sahashi's hut, get the 3 items back there, and then use the portal to enter... Will he do Pod first? I would do Pod first, just on the off chance you find a mirror in Pod.
The interesting thing is if he has to walk down to the portal from Sahasrara anyway, I'm not sure it actually saves that much time over just doing Eastern first at this point.
I mean, it's a gamble for sure. If you find the mirror in Pod, it's definitely faster to go to Pod first. But if not, it's definitely easier to do Eastern first.
Yeah. And Sahasrara's had given us some money, a Pizza Heart, and some bombs. Nothing too interesting.
Yeah, that wasn't that impressive. And yeah, it looks like he's going to go ahead and over to Eastern first.
Yeah, I think that because you can take the set of staircases on the right straight down when you exit and then head to the portal from there, I think it ends up being not too bad.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair point. So again, despite them having all this early access and Thieves Town giving away the goods, we're still missing a lot of items potentially to finish the seed off.
Absolutely. We know we're not going to need a Cane of Samaria. We know we're going to need a mirror. We are going to need a hookshot. And we... there you go. We're on our way.
That opens up Swamp Palace for these guys.
We've also got a bit more Death Mountain access now, because with that mirror and that hammer, and that hook shot. Oh, that was a mistrack. There we go. Yeah, regardless, with the mirror and that hammer, we've got access to pretty much all of Death Mountain at this point. We just are missing 4 chests in the hookshot cave.
Yeah. So Schwartz doing his blind fight. He's doing very scripted. I don't think he took a single point of damage there.
Yeah, that was very, very well done.
In regards to the pedestal, actually, I'm trying to think, and I think the only thing that can really be on a pedestal that can mess with these guys, it could be the hook shot or one of the medallions needed from, if it's needed from Meyer. I think that's it. I
think you're right about that, actually. I I'm kind of hoping, ordinarily, I know we all like to see the pedestal seed. It's pretty hype, but I think with the start these guys have got, I'm hoping for just a super fast seed, just a real jet seed.
It's definitely possible. Last night there was a seed that clocked in under 120 for the first sub 120 of the tournament. Both runners pulled it off.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And chat, yes, that is correct. We actually do need the flute as well.
Yes, the flute's needed for Meyer access. So yes, the flute can also be on the pedestal, and I've experienced that before, sadly. So.
Yeah, but my favorite is the book on the pedestal. When you get the paradox, but
this is a paradox.
The best part is it says it even if you read the pedestal with the book you just got from the pedestal, not just in the credits, which I love.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's a rule that if you pull the book from the pedestal, you have to read it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Schwartz making the same play Barry is, so they're pretty much mirroring each other, no pun intended.
Yeah, it's interesting. We started off with Schwartz definitely having a nice little lead, and things have pretty much flipped. I think the lead is actually almost exactly flipped. They're right about the same amount of time apart.
Solely because Schwartz did the Dark World Jeremiah tour, basically.
Yep. And it's always nice when you have the lamp to go through that one dark room there, boss. If you've got the fire rod, it's there's a torch you can light pretty easily, but otherwise those mimics the Igors start to move around on you. It can definitely get a little confusing.
That room in the dark is very tough. I think I've only pulled it off once in a race.
I think I've done it a few times, but it's definitely nerve-wracking every time you go in there.
Yeah, I think that's what actually cost me my spot in the secondary tournament when I had a three-way race, and I didn't know the dark rooms. The other two guys I raced against did. They did the dark rooms correctly. I did not. I had to double dip one of these dungeons, and that probably cost me.
Yeah, and Barry going into the Armos Knights fights, unfortunately, he shot one more arrow than he intended to and didn't quite get the quick kill. But his setup was good otherwise, and he managed to finish it off quite quickly.
Yeah, so Barry gets his crystal, and his next play... see, I forgot Pod was a pendant, so they probably won't check that until they absolutely need to. The next play is probably going to be Swamp.
Swamp is an interesting play for sure. You always hate to go in there when you... Yep, it looks like you're right, though.
Oh, no, he's going to Sanctuary. He might be scaling Death Mountain for the first time.
Also a decent play. They've certainly got access to enough of it to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, especially once they get the mirror, then they can complete Tower of Hera and then use the hammer to check the right side out. And with the Titans Midst, they can go to the Dark World, so they have a lot of options up there.
Absolutely, and coming from the side, even though it feels like a little bit of a pain in the butt at the start, allows you to route in Spiral Cave really, really nicely. You don't have to worry about doing that bomb jump. You can just drop down and go straight to that, straight to the Light World Cave, walk back, or actually we've got the mirror. We can go take the Dark World portal and just mirror right in front of that Light World Cave, and it feels great to do that. So Barry doing his civic duty and helping this old the mountain right now. It's very generous of him. We'll see what the man gives him in return.
$20, which is what you expect when you help an old man, right?
Absolutely. An amount that's more than you expect, but still kind of disappointing.
Hey, I'm from New York. Usually they slap you across the face after you help them out.
Oh, well, that 20 rupees seems great then.
Yeah. Ooh, we got the boots on top of Spectacle Rock.
You know, after a lot of the seeds that I've done, it may not feel early to these runners, but this is early boots, you know, and that's going to make a big difference. It'll be interesting to see what Schwartz does.
Barrybondz with the sword slashes. Why couldn't I get you earlier?
Yeah, you always want those boots, but you know, I think this may be a big differentiating point here. If Schwartz does not go to Death Mountain right now, that's going to be a lot of time that that Barry gets to spend with the boots that Schwartz will not be. Some of those dungeons he has access to, both Pod and Swamp, are substantially quicker to navigate parts of when you got those boots.
Well, we have a compass in the first chest, though. Possibility we might be going to the basement? No, we got the big key.
Well, the dream's not over yet. We might still be going.
That's not a dream. That's a nightmare.
Depends which side of the table you're on.
Oh, when it comes to that, even I say that's enough. Listen, guys. And I've been known for my trolly comments.
You know, that basement is a double-edged sword. It takes a little bit of time. But sometimes, depending on where your head's at, that basement time, especially if you can get the clip onto the blocks, is the time you need to figure out the plan for the next 20 minutes. And that can be really valuable just to get your kind of head together.
Yeah, we're still looking for 2 more items here in Hera, and there's one of them with the ether medallion.
Ooh. Actually, did we not, oh, the compass was in the basement, I think you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, got a 50-50 chance here. And speaking of ether medallion, I know Barry is hoping that if you've seen the Twitch clip featuring Barrybondz and myself on commentary, you know what he's been thinking about all week.
Oh, absolutely.
So that ether, he hopes that that's what you need to enter Meyer, because then he's going to do a redo of the most popular Twitch clip from the race from the past week.
Well, we'll all be looking forward to that, I think.
Yeah, I know. Don't have to rub it in, guys. Anyway, easy Moldorm fight. 3 spin slashes with the Master Sword, and he goes down.
Very well done.
And we get the map, so we're going to the basement.
Well, we might be skipping it. We'll see what Barry does. Something wrong with skipping that chest, as long as you got a good enough memory, but we'll see if he does it.
I think if you're already here, you have the lamp, just get it out of the way now. That's what I would say.
I agree with you, but when you've got so many chests just east of here, he is going back in, though.
I believe they did check Lumberjack early on while I was still getting my computer issues.
They did. I don't remember exactly what was there, but it was nothing of consequence.
Yeah, I didn't think it was required. And Barry gets...
Barry.
Yep, he got the glitch, so he can take a bathroom break if he wants.
Yeah, very nicely done with the sword beams.
Schwartz.
And...
Yep, he sees his boots sitting on top of the rock the entire time.
It's always such a warm, fuzzy feeling when you pick up those boots. You know, it feels like you're playing the game once you can go fast.
Oh yeah, most definitely. When I play Bootless Seeds, it's like, come on already.
So much walking.
Now with boots, so much running.
Exactly. So much more enjoyable. All right, let's see what Barry picks up here. And it's just a little plastic shield.
It's definitely not what he was looking for, but I'm not complaining too much about that.
You know, it's 1/3 of a shield that makes a laser bridge free, and does give you a little bit of protection from the BMOS in G Tower. So, while you never go out of your way to get it, it's definitely not bad to have.
Yeah. Let's see what's on Floating Island. We see just another big 20.
That'll be nice. It's always a pain in the butt to route in that floating island when you do need to pick it up.
And this is something I don't see too much when I commentate. The fast spiral cave.
Yeah, it's so rare these days that we actually have the boots for the time that we would end up there. But it is definitely far more satisfying to do with boots than without.
I can't make my usual Resident Sleeper jokes in chat. You can use your PogChamps though. Barry now going to go head over to Paradox Cave.
I'm surprised with the mirror that he didn't actually go take the Dark World portal first. But
yeah, that's definitely a play that he could have made. So he
it's
might
actually a
route
mistake. Oh, sorry.
sorry. I was saying he might route the other way, like he'll get to the top and open up Turtle Rock that way, and then use the portal over there. Then
that's a fair point. Yeah, if he's intending to go ahead and open up that portal regardless, then that's a great reason to do this.
Alright, so Paradox Cave, 5 items. We got the Quake Medallion.
All right.
But that's about it. And we're now 2/3 of the way towards confirming getting into Mire access.
So it looks like he is going to go open up the Dark World via the Turtle Rock portal. And there's a 2/3 chance that he might just go ahead and proactively open the dungeon while he's there, just in case he needs to come back later.
Yeah, he doesn't want to dive into Turtle Rock because it's a pendant, but he might have to. So opening up now and getting access to it, just in case, never a bad idea. And it gives you access to the Dark World, so you can go down to Super Bunny Cave from the top.
Absolutely.
Once again, Schwartz still walking right in Barry's footsteps the entire time. They're about 2.5 minutes apart at this point, I'd say. And it's Bombos to open Turtle Rock, so that's the one he does not have yet.
Wow. Statistics not on our side today. So he's going to check Super Bunny Cave first, see if he can maybe grab a hook shot out of there. Full clear Hookshot Cave. We do get one chest out of there no matter what.
Find a hookshot here, it'll be definitely a big benefit. But, unfortunately, just the two most common items in the game. A big 20
Yeah.
and a big card.
Finding the hook shot in Super Bunny Cave is like finding the flute in the Lost Woods. So nice when you pick up something that you get to use immediately, especially when it opens up a bunch of opportunity for you.
Yeah, I was going to talk about my three-way race that that eliminated me from this tournament, secondary tournament. We saw that the boots were on the floating island, and the mirror was in Super Bunny Cave.
That's pretty fantastic.
So it's just like similar situation as the one you just explained.
That is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so let's see what Barry's next play is. He went back to Sanctuary. Looks like he's heading back towards Kakariko.
Interesting. So I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see a King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks check on the way.
Well,
maybe...
oh yeah, he could have checked both of them. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting play. That maybe he's gonna check through this way and then route in the Graveyard Ledge.
Fair point.
But it might be a Skullwoods play. He hasn't been to Skullwoods yet.
It might be all of the above. It's never a bad idea to come in here and try and get those 2 items, which we know he'll do pretty quickly. And then he can just route out the southeast exit here. And that appears to be his plan, because he's looking to go do this backwards.
Yeah.
Excellent use of the boomerang to stun those Gibdos, so you can move the statue in peace.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with them, and you don't have the Fire Rod, and the Master Sword takes a long time to kill them, so just stun them with the boomerang seems like the best option at this point.
Absolutely. And it's so nice coming in here with the mirror for Barry. He didn't have to worry about walking back out of there, or even waiting out the Wallmaster to grab him. Getting a small key in the back also means he's guaranteed to be able to just come in and check this way. Which is also nice because he can mirror out of here now.
So both our runners doing things the other one's done already. So this is the part of the race where I start to run out of things to say. So
yeah, it's when we're just kind of treading water here. It's always interesting, but this is going to be an interesting one. I'm still waiting to see what the real troll is going to be. Thus far, it's been a pretty steady influx of progression, actually.
Yeah, there's still a whole dungeon they could dig out at this moment. Well, they can go into Swamp. They don't have the hook shot yet.
Yeah.
That could be one of the items to troll them. Like, if the hook shot is, like, in its vanilla location.
That's always a big troll. It's one of those plays that people will make occasionally, and when they do, it turns out to be the really big play. And nothing of interest on Bumper Cave here. I have to say, I think Barry's routing has been really, really smart so far. And not just because it's been working out. I think that choosing to do Skullwoods in the order that he's doing, routing in the Lumberjacks check now, I think this is all quite
Well,
effective.
well, Barry did. I guess Barry didn't check what the lumberjack cave was before, and it actually was a mail upgrade.
Yeah,
So unfortunately, they will not be getting the red mail this seed.
almost certainly not.
Even if they, no, they're not.
Yeah, I know. It's it's one of those things that it's a nice safety to have, but it's once you have blue mail, it's definitely unnecessary.
And it's definitely not worth the time and effort to go all the way there.
Absolutely. More importantly, it's definitely not worth the effort to beat Aghanim.
Yeah,
given
that's
that
part of it. Yeah.
we are already, far away from this possibly being an Aga required seed.
Yeah, I think the only time I ever went out of my way to get a red mail was when I was on Pumper Cave. That I will sacrifice 1 minute to get.
That's fair.
But I'm not sacrificing 10 minutes of killing Aghanim and going all the way over there just for red mail.
So interestingly, Schwartz and Barrybondz actually at the area.
Schwartz found the Tempered Sword.
That is a nice thing to see.
Definitely, and Barry's gonna get that now because he's routing this the other way that Schwartz is, but Schwartz is gonna miss Graveyard Legend at this routing.
Yeah. Now we know that there wasn't anything hugely important in there, but that's going to be in the back of his mind, the run for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the places that you will never really think about. Sometimes it's easily forgotten.
As far as the mirror locations go, it's one of the more out of the, especially if you got boots separately. Finding that Tempered Sword is going to be really, really nice for them, though. At that point, for anybody who plays NMG, all of your Dark World boss fights are at least as easy as their NMG equivalents, by and large.
So is Barry going to make the play into Swamp Palace without the hook shot?
Looks like he is. I can't imagine what else he's going to do.
I mean, I don't think they have access to Pendant Desert. I don't think they were there yet. Oh wait, no, he's going to Pod.
Oh, looks like Pod, and maybe see if he does Pyramid as well right now.
Okay, he might be doing more overworld exploration here. Schwartz heading straight to the east. He might be going over to... No, he's going south. He must be doing the flipper stuff now. He didn't do this. Just 300 rupees on the side of the pyramid. We're not going to need those.
Barry getting trolled a little bit on the way as well. Some of those pyramid wedge enemies trying to hammer him. Maybe forgot that he had tempered, or maybe just trying to show off a little bit.
I think they're both going to make the hobo play. Schwartz just left there. He got a 5-hour upgrade, and Bonds are going to head over there using the little piece of land that's floating there.
Yep. This is nice for Barry, though, as he'll be able to route directly back and head up to Pod, which I'm assuming is his ultimate destination here.
Oh, Schwartz looks like he's going to go make the play for Zora.
All right, new stuff on both screens coming up here.
And both have a lucrative amount of items, just in different locations, it looks like.
Absolutely. The whole Zora area only has one item, so not the crystal.
Whoa! Couple of fetch quest items there. We got the shovel and the book.
Cave of fetch quests.
Zora Ledge has a bottle.
Probably not worth it at this point.
No, they already have 2, so definitely not worth it. If it was their first, they'd get it, but I don't think they'd get it for when they already have a few. And so far, decent items up here. Let's see if Zora has another decent item himself. How about the biggest ripoff in this side of Hyrule?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Still, though, those fetch quest items are potentially lucrative. They did have Zora access fairly early on, so those fetch quests have been available for a while. They could very easily pay off.
Yeah, and Schwartz is going to cash a shovel in right now. And chat pointing out to bury the book. This isn't Zelda 1 Randomizer, guys. The book's actually good in this game.
That is true.
Alright, let's see what we can dig up from the Haunted Grove. How about the Butter Sword?
Oh my goodness. Not one of those things you need, but definitely not sad to see.
I am not complaining about that. If I'm with the Schwartz.
Well, at this point, whether it's Silverless or otherwise, that Ganon fight just got substantially easier and more predictable.
Schwartz going into the library. He says $20.
You know, I thought that he checked that earlier on. He may have forgotten what was there.
Yeah, he might not have even been down here at all.
It's looking like it.
Yeah, Barry might have.
But yeah. And so far, it looks like we've had more or less just business up here in the front of Pod on Barry's side.
Yeah, so the party will be in the back as usual. That's why it's called Mullet Mansion.
That is the way it goes. I guess the question, if Pod is the Mullet Mansion, you know, just King Helmasaur like drive a Camaro or something, how that works.
So Barrybondz setting up the hammer yump, but misses it.
Oh, looks like he was 1 or 2 pixels too high. Not gonna try again, just gonna go for it.
Especially when you have 1 heart left. He's gonna be looking for a heart. So let's see if Schwartz makes the swamp play. Looking like he's heading over there.
He may be going to desert.
Or
so he can check Bombos. Yep, and
pedestal hype for the hookshot is definitely on the table.
Absolutely.
And the fire rod at Mamos.
Wow, what a check.
That's something that's out of the way. That's going to be a huge benefit for Schwartz.
Absolutely. And we are going to go check Agana's cave.
Oh, Barry takes a death. He did not want to do that.
No, that was definitely not an intentional death warp. It will be interesting to see if Schwartz decides to jump into desert while he's here.
Hookshot in Agana's cave.
The desert area paying huge dividends.
Well, we still need the flute to get access to Meyer. We still need the king to finish Meyer. But other than that, I think he can complete the other crystal dungeons at this point now.
Yep. I think one thing that's really interesting here is this seed has had a lot of progression. It's been really tightly clustered. You know, we got 3 progression items right off the bat in Thieves Town. We had this desert area that was, you know, for the number of chests, just completely stacked.
So for Barry's, actually, no, the flute is the only pedestal. King cannot be on a pedestal because of Turtle Rock.
Correct.
So for Barry's sake, he needs to hope Kane of Samaria is in this dungeon.
I think that's correct. Yeah, I think otherwise.
Or flute.
Flute would be a big find. Still, though, I think having now gotten the hookshot, obviously Swamp is unquestionably a great play.
Yeah, you gotta complete it anyway, and he gets the hammer yump this time. Fortunately, he only finds a compass.
Full heart container.
Yeah, Bamos is cannot be on a pedestal because it's needed for Turtle Rocks, so that's off the pedestal table. Ice Rod is not needed. However, there it is. Barrybondz finds it. Not exactly what he was looking for because of Turtle Rock being pendant, but he got it.
You know, that's really interesting, actually. If he goes and checks the Bombos tablet, but does not jump down and check Agana's cave, that could be leading, if we find the Cane of Samaria somewhere here, like maybe in the front half of Swamp, that could potentially lead him astray a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to head over to Zoran now. So he's going to get his shovel. He's going to get his book, and then he'll be able to get the fire rod and the butter sword, most likely, it looks like. So we were talking earlier. Schwartz had the lead. Barry had the lead. Now Schwartz has the lead again.
Yep, it happens so fast, but especially with these clustered progression items, it just makes such a huge difference every time you come across a pile of them. With the number of items in Swamp, it's not at all impossible that we could end up being in very, very soon.
Yeah, we could have early go mode if we find both the flute and the cane in the Swamp Palace.
All right, grabbing the key. It's my favorite. It's always so weird when I go back to play vanilla, and I forget you never have the hook shot when you come in here.
Wait, there's a vanilla version of this game?
There is a vanilla version of this game. In fact, it's a great game.
The fact that before I discovered Randomizer, I played the vanilla version about 25 times, 30 times throughout, and I always played it casually and fun. Then I discovered Randomizer, now I have no idea how the game plays out.
Yeah, I don't think I could play Ice Palace the casual way if somebody forced me to. I don't think I know how to do it anymore.
Oh, not at all. The GBA version I could do because you don't have to do make 3 trips through Ice Palace on the GBA version.
True.
But beating it the vanilla way on Super Nintendo, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So Barry is gonna head over to. So Schwartz skipped left side. He knows there's at least 1 item there, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Barry is gonna make the same plays looks like Schwartz made earlier. Hopefully he goes to the shovel spot after this and then heads over to Bono's tablet.
3 bombs. Oh
Kane!
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right. Who's TJ Deckerson in chat and how is he predicting? He said Ice Rider before Ice Rider was found. Now he said Kane of Samaria before Kane of Samaria was found.
It's true.
Burn the witch!
We're going to need to look into this. This is very, very suspicious and a little bit concerning. Barry picking up his butter sword. Yes, for chat, that Kane of Samaria was absolutely required. It is absolutely necessary to complete Misery Mire.
Yeah, TJ's like, I have to go buy some lottery tickets. This is the second time he's called the item. Alright, so all Schwartz needs now is flute, and we would be in go mode.
Well, we're in possible go mode. We need the flute, and we may or may not need bomba.
Oh yeah, we may need Bombos, it's true, but we know Bombos won't be on the pedestal, so...
Absolutely.
Oddly enough, if he checks the pedestal and flute's there, he's in go mode. Minus Bombos, of course.
That is true.
But we're not going to know if we need Bombos until we find the flute.
Yeah, unfortunately, that pedestal item being go mode is the slowest possible go mode that you can get, but Barry picking up his fire rod now.
So here's an interesting scenario on Schwartz's side. So Bonds is skipping the hook shot. Uh-oh. So
Yeah, that is...
Oh, wait. No, he doesn't check that. Never mind. I got debated.
He just wanted to do a quick ledge check just to see what was over there. And
I
think
got
that's
debated.
Smart. It's always nice when you can save and quit out of this cave, because it is a long one to get in and out.
So Schwartz looks like he's going to make the Ice Palace play. I agree with this play. He's skipping the left side of Swamp. He's going to gamble that Flute's not there. He's going to gamble the Bombos isn't there.
Yeah. And we do know that there's nothing more in Skull Woods, so outside of dipping into Pod that we know is not going to yield it for him, I think this is a pretty good play. You always like to go mode Ice if you can, but it's really not that bad. And if he happens to find the flute on the way down, then he's good to go.
Yeah, if you could bomb jump or have the Cane of Samaria, one of those two, it's not the end of the world to full clear Ice Palace.
Absolutely. And at this point in this tournament, you can expect high confidence with that bomb jump from all of our runners.
Yeah, definitely. And they have the Cane of Samaria, so don't worry about it either way. But Bonds is going to head into Ice Palace before heading into Swamp. So he's basically caught up with Schwartz, except for having the Cane of Samaria and completing Swamp.
Yep.
Which is a big deal.
That said, if he also chooses to make the play to go straight to the back, he'll get that Cane of Samaria naturally on his way, and it won't actually cost him much time.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one dungeon he's behind is just the fact that he dug out Pod.
Yep. And it looks like Schwartz is going to go with the 1 bomb strat, so he will have to hit the switch when he gets down here. It's not too much of a difference time-wise, but it does feel really good when you get it saved, I don't know, a few frames.
So Chad, yes, that is the frog from Chrono Trigger. Part of this new sprite packages, we've seen a lot of Super Nintendo sprites. Especially the last one has 2 of my favorites. It has Will from Illusion of Gaia and the Sprite Child from Secret of Mana.
Interesting. So Schwartz opting to go with the Canis Smart strat rather than dealing with the bomb jump.
Well, this while so you don't have to waste time doing a bomb jump, and with the Canis Mario, you don't have to dig out the dungeon twice. So Barry, because he doesn't have Canis Mario, he'll probably do the bomb jump.
He's setting up for it.
I agree with both these plays.
Yeah, I think both smart. I think it's interesting. I even when I have the Canis Mario, I'll still do the bomb jump. I think once you get it down, it's so fast that it ends up not being that big of a difference.
Interesting enough, Schwartz has the big key, but he skipped the big key chest.
Well, when he goes around probably via the shot spot to the right-hand side, because he didn't have a small key, he's going to have to walk through there anyway.
Yeah, true. But I mean, if you find a flute there, you're just in go mode. So,
that is true.
I can't forget about bombos. I'm sorry, guys. The medallions are always the ones that throw me off.
I think that this may actually be slightly faster on average, given the chest count, though.
Also, in regards to the sprites, the one I want to see come up next, I want to see the boy from Secret of Evermore with the bunny sprite being the poodle dog.
See, now that's pretty exciting. There's only one sprite that I'm excited for right now.
Which is?
That's my sprite. But that a friend of mine made. I was so sad that it didn't get added to the randomizer before I got eliminated in the tournament, so I could use it in the races. But it's super cute, and I love it.
Yeah, you made it to the brackets of the secondary, but you got eliminated over that, right?
I did. It's one of those things where I didn't play the way I usually do in my last 2 races, and it cost me. But my opponent, Vascos, is super great, and I wish him all the luck going forward. He's going to do excellent.
Yeah, you had a rough first round matchup. I will admit that. Because when I saw your name pop up, because I remember I wasn't doing the bracket reveal, but I was watching the bracket reveal and seeing like, hey, was Sarah win 4-0 in the group. She should have a high seed, and then you were like 13 or 14. I was like, well, yeah, that's interesting. And then
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, to be fair, there were quite a few really good runners actually in the secondary. It's both of these tournaments are really, really interesting. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all the randomizer action that we have here on Speed Gaming channels for the main tournament. But definitely check out the secondary tournament that's also going on right now on the A Link to the Past randomizer channels. There's lots of good races in both tournaments, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, you could definitely, if you're watching this and you want to be interested in these tournaments, there's probably going to be another one early next year. And it's not, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be everybody makes this one the tournaments next time. I think it's going to be, each one's going to be capped at 100, I think.
Yep. So unfortunately, Ice Palace not really paying out.
Hey, they got the magic cape.
They did. That is true. So we do now have access to Bumper Cave. Unfortunately,
get that big 20.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably not going to be doing that. Yeah, Barry a little bit short on magic here, so he's going to have to go extract.
He's just going to need to get just a little bit of magic. He'll probably get enough from these 2 pots in the back, right? Oh, no, they're not there. He does have a key to go to the right side, so yeah, he's missing just a little bit of magic. He's going to try to farm these guys, looks like.
Yeah, this is real annoying.
And Schwartz is in the same boat.
Yep, and he's not going to be able to deal with these freezers because everything them would magic.
So, what this means? I believe this means that Cold Stare either missed a key or Cold Stare has a key.
True. I do believe we found all 3 items here. Oh, no, Barry didn't pick up the chest from there, or the key from there.
Schwartz did, though.
Yeah, so...
There's a situation. This is of Schwartz. So this is one of the downsides, actually, of doing the bomb jump versus not doing the bomb jump. There's one exact scenario where Coltster has the key.
Mm-hmm.
In the logic, if Coltster having the key, that means logically you need the Cane of Samaria for Ice Palace in this exact scenario.
That is true.
So Schwartz can now he's gonna need to find one more little piece of magic, and then he can go on. Barry finding another key, so he has 2 keys now.
Yeah, so he is definitely going to be able to be good on magic. He can unlock that right side door.
Oh, he didn't go through this door though. So yeah, so now he has to. Well, okay. I think Bonds is fine. Schwartz might still need a little bit more magic.
Schwartz definitely does. So I'm not sure why he's dropping down.
Does he not realize it?
He's going to find himself in a very sad place here again.
Oh no, this is bad.
Yeah, and he's going to waste it too, which means he's not going to be able to get back into the dungeon.
Oh wait, he's trying to glitch here.
Oh.
Ooh, I didn't know you could do that.
I did not either.
Wow, that's really good. He was able to use the fire rod and sword beams to glitch his way through the Coltster fight.
That's interesting. So the sword beam ends up doubling the, or ends up counting as fire rod damage.
Somebody clipped that. Oh my god, that is insane.
I did not know about that. That is something I'm going to be looking into.
Not major glitch. That was obviously a minor glitch.
Yeah, there's no way that was a major glitch.
Bond's not doing that strat because he doesn't have the sword beams.
For anybody in chat who doesn't know, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, the primary difference between major and minor glitches is whether you go out of bounds in the game. Almost all of the things that are considered major glitches put you out of bounds.
Yeah. All the minor glitches are... Like, the one minor glitch that really is game-breaking, quote-unquote, is the fake flipper.
Hovering could also be argued to be...
True, yeah. But the thing is, though, only, 3 or 4 people can probably hover consistently that's in this tournament, whereas almost everybody can fake flipper.
That is true. Although, I will say that I had 2 races in a row against my last opponent where I really, really wish I could have hovered 25 minutes in both cases if I'd been able to.
So, interestingly enough, look at this. Schwartz is now heading to Pod, which we know will not pay off. Bonds is heading to Swamp, which we know has the Cane of Samaria. So these two are going to be even again.
Yep, we are just ping-ponging back and forth here. So the question now is, we know it's not going to be either of these 2 places unless it's on left side Swamp. Because Schwartz did skip that.
Yeah, so if it's not left side Swamp, then it's either... you know what? Turtle Rock's... Yeah. Oh, no, we need bombs with Turtle Rock, so maybe not.
We do have Desert fully available to us.
And that is Green Pendant also.
Yep, so there's 3 items potentially there.
So I think the next play, actually, what I would do, I would finish off Skullwoods and check the pedestal.
I agree with that. I think at this point, there's a reasonable enough chance that this could be a pedestal seed, that routing in that check on a dungeon you already have to do anyway.
Yeah, the only thing that could be on a pedestal that is of relevance is the Fluke, but it's definitely something that is a possibility and probably might be in the back of their minds. Now, the only problem with that is we still need Bombos for that.
That is true. I think at this point, almost regardless, I would still probably route in Desert before I would go up to Turtle Rock, just given that they're both pendants, and with the Flute and the Mirror and the Mitts, we've got the convenient access to Desert that lets us route it super quickly if we need to.
Yeah, but I would still complete Skullwoods first
because it is a pendant,
and we can then check the pedestal just to make sure.
No question.
I don't think it's going to be a pedestal seed based on what we're seeing so far. I think we're going to find Bombo somewhere trolly and Flute's going to be in Turtle Rock personally, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. Still lots of possibility here. The way it is looking, though, what's going to end up happening here It's really just a race to get whatever is the start of that chain to the flute. Once somebody gets that, we are rocking and rolling, and it's going to go fast.
If you guys like what you see from these two runners, I know these two runners race a lot. Go give them a follow over on Twitch. Their names are going to be in the chat. And if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you're gonna like MrBarrybondz' Twitch alert. If you haven't heard it yet, you can go watch the clip of it. It's pretty famous.
Absolutely.
What is with Barry Bonds and famous clips? I'm telling you.
You know, he does seem to be involved with a disproportionate number of them.
So Barry also skipping left side, is making the same play Schwartz did. He's gonna get his penis Samaria soon.
The difference that Barry might jump back in, you know, I mean, he's seen a good bit more than Schwartz had at the time when he was in here. So he may make a different decision.
Yeah, he knows that Pod has nothing. Schwartz did not know that at the time.
Interesting.
And here comes Barrybondz' king.
He's definitely got to be happy to see that.
Yeah, he knows that's one piece of the puzzle that he needs to complete this game. So now he could put it in the back of his mind, alright, I only need flute, and I might need bombers.
Yep.
Bond's gonna go head over to Argus, kill him off, and we'll see if he goes back in to take care of the left side for those last two chests. We know it's gonna be 2 items because we saw both the map and the compass earlier in this dungeon.
Yeah, Schwartz picking up his useless ice rod, or at least we hope it's useless.
It might not be useless.
It might not be. And that fact has got to be weighing on his mind right now. Anytime you have full access to Turtle Rock or something very close to it, the ability to clear it, you definitely start to get a little bit sad when it's a Hennet.
Looks like he was about to mirror out, but now he's going to go back. He might be going to check Catfish and the Pyramid. I don't think he's checked the Pyramid yet.
I think you're right. There's not a lot of other reasons to run out of here like that.
Yeah, most people just mirror him. But well, also, he doesn't have the flute, so... I mean, he could have saved and quit, but that's about it.
Yep. So Barry also did not jump back into Swamp.
He's going to go to Desert. Definitely a decent play. It is the green pendant.
It is, although I'm surprised he didn't just mirror and flute. Because he's
It's hard to flute when you don't have the flute.
Oh, that's right. It's a very good point. It's a very good point. You know, we have access to so much, you always just kind of assume you do.
Yeah. Schwartz is going to head over to Catfish. This is something that Bonds has not checked yet. So both runners doing things the other one has not done yet.
Yep. And we get an early big key here in Desert Palace. Let's see what we've got on the torch. If we're lucky, we might not even have to go over to the right side. Oh, small key over here.
Yeah, but never lucky. But most of the time, you're going to have to go to the right side either, because if even there was an item on the torch, the small key would be in the big chest.
Right, but, you know, it's entirely possible that we're only necessarily one item away.
How about half magic?
Hey, never a bad find. Never a bad find.
I'm sure he wished he had that for Ice Palace, so he didn't have to go through all that extra work before finding holds there.
Absolutely.
Schwartz, he's gonna head to Desert as well. So these runners now, they are now caught up on items, and they're basically neck and neck. And the last item is hiding at land moles.
And it looks like he's
Bond's
not going to
go
go
back
for
there.
it. Yeah.
He's going to take that hook shot and probably check hookshot cave. Looks like.
Not a bad play. You know, he may be thinking that it's just time to go ahead and do Shot Cave and then Turtle Rock.
Well, he can't do Turtle Rock just yet. Doesn't have the Bombos medallion yet.
We'll see if he remembers what the medallion requirement was there.
I'm pretty sure he remembers. He's just trying to think of things he hasn't checked yet. And he's going to go to Hookshot Cave because there's 3 items there that he hasn't gotten yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, at least if it were me, I think that the left side of Swamp would have seemed a lot more appealing than this if I wasn't planning on potentially diving into Turtle Rock. We'll see if Schwartz decides to finish the dungeon or if he also bails. Interesting. So Schwartz gonna go right side before he grabs the big chest, it looks like.
Yeah, and we know over here it's going to be the map and compass. Alright, let's see. Hookshot Cave.
Nothing much so far.
Nope, nothing much at all.
Wow.
Looks like now he's going to go to Spike Cave.
Yep. Definitely once you've taken the time to come up here, you've got to go do this at this point.
He's also checked. Oh, I was going to say, I think he also checked the Ether tablet. I don't think he's checked
That's a good point. I don't think either of our runners have seen that yet.
Schwartz is going to complete. Going to go kill Lamels.
All right, new information on both screens here. So this is, man, you know, with the way this has gone, if Lanmoas has something that leads us there, once again, huge for Schwartz, you know, and we'll keep shuffling who's ahead here.
Alright, let's see Barry's next play. It looks like it's gonna Skullwoods might be a play.
I can't think of anything else that he would bring him over here, except for maybe the purple chest, but that seems like, well, no. Oh, did he never turn in his bottle?
Ooh, sick kid, yeah.
I believe that Schwartz turned this in earlier, and it was, yeah.
He might route Skullwood to this now, it looks like.
Yep, and if he does, which it looks like he is, we're likely to get that ped check as well.
Yep.
In the event that it is a ped seed, Schwartz finishing up Desert right now will definitely be a big advantage in his favor.
Vamos!
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, the Turtle Rock play is open now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy. So
If I were him, I would be booking it to Sahasrara to turn in that.
Yeah, because if Sahasrara has a flute, we are in full go mode. Barry's going to go. He hasn't done this yet. Remember, Schwartz did this and he did not. So he's going to do all this now, include a purple chest, which Schwartz did not do.
Yeah. This is potentially... Schwartz is going to go grab the big chest now.
Yeah,
Get his half magic.
The benefit for Barry with doing this now is that he's going to be able to do all this with the boots and the mirror. So his will be a lot quicker.
Absolutely.
But he's pretty behind now, especially if either A, Meyer is Vamos, or B, it's pedestal required for flute.
Yep. Interesting. So it looks like he was thinking about maybe going and turning in that green pendant. Oh, okay. He's just gonna go for it. Schwartz is just gonna go for it.
I mean, he still hasn't checked the Hookshot Cave. He could still check the Ether tablet up here, but he could definitely route Turtle Rock as part of this play now.
I think at this point he's got to be thinking that Turtle Rock is the play. Not so much because it's not where he would have ended up eventually, but to not go check the Sahasrara turn in prior to coming up here. I think when that's such a quick check with boots.
Yeah, I would have definitely not only checked in Sahasra, I would definitely have defeated Skull Woods and checked the pedestal a long time ago as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, Barry walking the purple chest over here. Man, if this turned out to be the flute.
If this is the flute and Bombos is not required, Barry has a huge lead.
If this is the flute, we might see some Fury swipes here from the sword.
Nope, 20 rupees.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like Schwartz might be up. No, wow, he didn't even open to the rock. Interesting. He's gonna go right to he's gonna do a hookshot cave and ether, and that's it, it looks like.
I have to say I'm surprised.
Very surprised he didn't even bother opening it. He already opened that chest.
Yeah.
So Barry's now gonna go to Ether Tablet, I think. And these guys are making some interesting rounding decisions, but they are checking places that are open to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Barry definitely gonna make the play for Ether Tablet. I think Schwartz is gonna make that same play as well.
We're gonna get a little high five here. Barry is actually gonna make it there first.
Yep, by a little bit. Let's see. Nope, just a piece of heart.
Yeah.
And Barry is slashing. He's still a little confused as to where else he can go.
You know, at a certain point, both of these runners have got to be going. You know, if the inner monologue has just got to be, if it's left side swamp. If it's left side swamp, I swear, if it's left side swamp. But Schwartz looks like now he is going to go make a, potentially.
Yeah, he's got Bombos out, so he's definitely going to go, well, Bombos isn't going to help at this point. He's going to use the mirror and the hammer. Well, he has the hammer already, but yeah, he's going to need the mirror. And Bonds looks like he's going to go back to swamp. He's going to do left side.
All right, well, you know, outside of just getting the ped check in, these are both potentially lucrative plays. We'll see what happens.
I think they're both gambles at this point as well, because Schwartz, he still has a few things he can check before having to dive in here.
You know, I think that Swamp is less of a gamble than the Turtle Rock play is, for sure. I think for Schwartz, not going to turn in the green pendant and check the pedestal and Skullwoods first is definitely a little bit more gambly.
Yeah, I 100% agree. These are interesting decisions on Schwartz's part. Bonds, I can understand a little bit.
I don't think either of them are bad plays. You know, I think that what Barry is doing is, you know, the more conservative play in some ways. But
yeah, Barry's play at least makes sense. Schwartz's play to do this without checking out places first definitely is a little weird.
At the very least, I would have wanted to check the pedestal so I knew whether or not I needed the dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically we're at this point where if either one of them finds the flute, they're going to be in such a huge lead. The only thing that would hurt Barry is if it's still Bombos to get into Meyer.
So for chat, I absolutely agree. Checking Turtle Rock, pretty much never a bad choice. But knowing whether you actually need to go do, with the laser skips and all that, if you can skip a bunch of time on that bridge and go mode the dungeon, that does potentially save you a bit.
So 2 huge gambles. Will either one pay off? We'll find out.
And a pretty nice chain chop room from Schwartz there.
Yeah, if you could line it up correctly, it's very simple.
All right, here we go onto the left side.
interesting bunny sprite for Frog, like a spaceman or something.
It looked like Bomberman to me.
Bomberman, that's definitely a little weird. I expected it to be Glenn from the human Glenn from the game.
Oh, and the flute.
Oh, the flute's left side! Oh man!
I knew it. I knew it.
So we're not in go mode yet. We might be. It's a question mark.
There's a 66.6% chance that we are in go mode.
Yes. All right, Barry's gonna go activate his flute, and then flute right over to Meyer and see what's going on. Wow, and the left side gamble.
Yeah.
Off. So they both skipped it the first time around. Barry dives back in, and it's the right play. So, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the Swag Duck Hyrule National Anthem.
You know, in some ways, I think it's sort of part. Every single place we've gone, we've had big clumped drops of progression. You know, we didn't see that in Swamp. We saw nothing there. And, clearly, it was there.
All right, here we go. Bond's heading to Meyer. And let's see.
MrBarrybondz with some Fury swipes on the portal. They're probably.
And it is. It's Vamos.
Oh my goodness.
He has to go. He has to go kill Landmoles.
Well, that's at least going to be fast if he chooses to do it right now. And he's right there. So here's hoping.
Hopefully he does it. I mean, it's one of the things he can do while he's here, so it's definitely a possibility he does it. By the way, ladies and gentlemen in chat, and myself, Imasaru, we are in no mode. We know where everything is to complete this game. But Barry needs to go kill Landmoles, and Schwartz needs to go back to Swamp Palace.
Yep. Now, if I was Barry, I'm definitely going into Swamp, regardless of whether I know it, or sorry, into Desert.
Yeah.
He, you know, he's already done quite a bit. He's going to take the fast entrance.
He's doing it.
Yep. This is huge.
All right. Big play by Barrybondz. Oh, and shout out to the bird. He's not going to get crushed by hammer this time. He might get lit on fire by Bombos, but he's not going to get crushed. Oh no, not the mushroom.
Oh, that's terribly misleading. Not much else either.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is actually just going to go ahead and go beat Trinex. So he's definitely still operating under the belief that there's a good chance this is a pet seed.
Yeah, you know, you might as well. You don't want to have to come back here if it is a pet seed.
Absolutely.
And we are about 20 seconds away
from actual go mode. MrBarrybondz shooting the fire rod like a madman. He's very excited. He wants to see what happens here.
Yeah, he's a little mad too. They had to get a 2-cycle. But, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, MrBarrybondz has achieved go mode.
Now Barry's got to be feeling like he's a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Anytime you gamble on the left side of Swamp and you find what you need there, wait, you have to wonder if your opponent did the same thing or not.
He's going to be surprised when we talk to him after this. We're going to tell him the exact same thing. It's like, yeah, Schwartz did the same exact play you did.
Absolutely.
Now all he has to do is complete Meyer, complete Skull, and he can then go up to the tower, to Gannis Tower.
Yeah, and hopefully this is going to be a pretty quick Meyer. He doesn't need to search for any items. If he's really lucky, we'll get that perfect Meyer with the big key in either the spike chest or the bridge chest here.
To Airbomb in chat, even if it was a chance of bird toss, Barry was not going to do it. If go to Twitch and look at the clips from the main channel, and you'll see why. Yeah, he trolled us all.
He did. That's pretty excellent, to be honest.
Oh, it's one of the greatest moments I've seen.
Yep, and Schwartz going to go turn in that mushroom immediately.
Yeah. The only thing that could benefit him here is if it's silver arrows.
Even then, I think with butter, the first two phases are going to be so quick that
Vitreous goes down faster with silvers than with butter sword, but it's still not that huge of a deal.
we do have the cape.
Yes.
So he's going to get, what I would call the B Vitreous.
TJ tried to use his warlock skills again and tried to call magic powder there, but no, just a piece of heart.
All right, let's see if we can get that big key right here. That would be super nice.
Yeah, getting the go mode Myers.
Oh, but getting the powder, not the big key, but the powder is very nice to have.
TJ, I want to talk to you for a second. That's the third time it's happened now.
Something's going on here.
Now he didn't say magic powder, but he said something else. But still,
Yeah.
that's 3 times. There's 3 items now that he's called, and it's showed up within 30 seconds.
Yeah, as somebody else in chat has pointed out, to be fair, he called it on the wrong screen.
That is true.
But still, the timing, very auspicious.
Yes. Schwartz, however, he is making the right play.
Absolutely. This will put him on the right path immediately. And he already has his bombos, so as soon as he goes in here, he's going to be in go mode.
But still, he's going to be probably about a full dungeon behind onto this point.
Yeah, this is going to be, especially given that we didn't get sort of a free mire here, this is definitely going to be a tough one for Schwartz to recover from. Not impossible.
Bonds finds a big key without having to do the left side of Myers, so that's good for him. He's going to go right to the back and head right to Vitreous.
Yeah. It would require a reasonable mistake, or 2 or 3, from Barry for Schwartz to recover here. But, anything can happen. People get nervous, they get over-aggressive, and, stuff goes wrong.
And one good thing about Link to the Past is the Wiz Robes in this game are a lot easier to deal with than, say, in Zelda 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of Zelda 1, coming up next on this channel, we have the Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament.
Yeah, for anybody who's never watched any Zelda 1 Randomizer, it is super interesting. Super duper interesting.
It's a lot harder. It goes by a little faster, but it's a lot harder. Trust me. I'm playing my tournament match tomorrow.
I think one of the interesting things to me about the Zelda 1 Randomizer, how many different things they've done to the game in that randomizer.
Oh yeah, the dungeon shapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that by comparison, the Zelda 3 much, much, much closer to playing the vanilla game.
Alright, BarrybondZ. He's just going to go spin slashes.
He's pulling the preferred NMG strat, which with the butter sword. Ooh.
Oof, taking a lightning bolt right to the back.
Yeah. And then it's just 8 arrows, and he's good to go.
Yep. Let's see if
All right.
silvers.
Unfortunately, just the compass.
Nah.
So, chat, we are on our way.
No, not yet. They have to beat Skullwoods first.
Oh, you do have to beat Skullwoods. Oh my god, well, ignore everything I just said. Completely forgot about it. We have a bug to kill.
Yeah. And iamtheschwarz is about to find his tutti flute. And he is now also in go mode.
And a few angry hookshot.
Barry heading up to Skullwoods because unlike my commentating partner, he remembered.
Yeah. Thank goodness for him, because otherwise that would have been really, really bad. That actually would have been the kind of mistake that that Schwartz would have needed to recover.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to say to chat that Detective John Kimball, I see you, and I do like your name, and I hope it's not a tumor.
And everyone chat wants TJ to predict the big key number first. Alright, Barry now heading back to Mothula. Time to make a moth go on fire.
Yeah, with that butter sword, with the fire rod, with how a very, very, very quick Mothula.
Now, interestingly enough, when we have the bird burn, so Barrybondz will be happy to see this when he watches the VOD back. The bird is going to burn at least.
Yeah, the bird definitely needs to pay. It knows what it did.
It didn't do anything. It's a harmless bird.
It knows what it did.
Oh my lord!
If it has to ask, I'm not telling it.
Am I the only one on Team Bird Toss here?
I think you may be.
Oh man. Alright, so Barrybondz about to take out Mothula. So what I was gonna say, so in the vanilla game, if you use the butter sword on Mothula, it does 0 damage. Really weird bug. However, in the randomizer, it's been fixed to do tempered sword damage.
Correct. With either tempered or butter, it's just 4 quick slashes with the sword. And having that fire rod and half magic makes it a lot easier being able to push them off the top spikes.
Okay, now that we got the 7th crystal, Imasaru, take it away.
Okay, so as I was saying several minutes ago, as many of you may know, we are on our way to Ganon's Tower, and we have a little game that we like to play here. We like to have you guys guess what location you think the Ganon's Tower big key is in. There are 22 possible locations. Get your guesses in chat. You know, I have not done this with the bot. Do we have to run something to start the guessing?
I already took care of it for you.
Fantastic. So we do have a bot. If you have control 250 bits or have subscribed to any of the Speed Gaming channels, then the bot is actually paying attention to your guesses. And will let people know who was the first one to guess correctly. And you'll win a little bit of my love and affection for sure. I can't give away Herfy Durfies anymore. You know, he's running low, and he had to get a love and affection transfusion. But I will help you guys out.
Oh, poor Herfy Durfy.
Poor Herfy Durfy. Indeed.
He's sleeping right now. Why you gotta be so rude?
I know. No, I love Herfy.
He's awesome.
So Bond's going to be taking the light side route up the mountain, which I think is smart.
Yeah, it was slightly faster.
Absolutely. He already opened up that warp, I believe, and with the boots, it's a great play. And Ace is High 76, thank you so much for the 100-bit donation.
I was gonna say something before I was gonna say. So Barrybondz, he stopped for potions before coming up here. Just to be safe, he only has blue mail.
Definitely not a bad play, although, given that it seemed like he probably thought he was a little... It's definitely an interesting one. With butter and as many hearts as they have, and blue mail, you're not exactly scared going into GT right now.
Yeah, this is a situation where both runners think they're behind because of the entire Swamp Palace skip. If you get Swamp Palace right away, your go mode item was Cane of Samaria in the back of Swamp Palace, actually.
Absolutely.
That would have made life a lot. This could have been a jet scene that they've done on the left side of.
Oh, that would have felt amazing to both of them. I think interesting. If that had been done, both of them would have thought they were ahead, or at least tied.
So here we go. Barrybondz entering Ganon's Tower.
And one small key. And the big key. All right,
Big
well,
key
there
too.
you go.
right, so the correct answer is number 2. The closest guess was a 3 from Medivo1. Congratulations, you win the Love and Affection of Imasaru, which is pretty good, I heard.
Yeah, that's great.
And the leaderboard is there now if you want to look at it. People want to know what our Resident Warlock TJ guessed. I'm looking up now.
Oh man, yeah, we do. That would
He was
be
the one to
good.
predict 3 items, so.
Well, we know he didn't guess 2.
It looked like he didn't guess that game.
He was probably getting worried that we were going to find him out. And a little Kana Burna dash across the Cannonball Bridge. Definitely nice with half magic.
Yeah, the one good benefit of having the small key and the big keys on the right side, you don't have to go to the left side at all. So Bob lives.
True.
Yeah, and the strategy that Schwartz used for victory is something I like when you have the Butter Sword. Just equip the cape and dash.
Yeah, this will hopefully... I was looking at chat for a second there, but Barry is making pretty good work with this gauntlet too. That Butter Sword definitely helps.
Yeah, he's just tanking it up there. He's that half magic fire rod to make sure everything is taken out real quick.
Got a nice little swag bounce of that red horse head off the wall there.
Did Schwartz might have forgotten Skullwoods.
Oh no.
He pulled a U.
No.
Oh no.
He did. Oh.
This is not going to end well for him.
Wow. Well, it's debatable whether that's my fault.
It's definitely not your fault. He can't hear you.
You know that commentator's curse though. It's real.
That is very real. Yes.
You know, I'm putting ideas in heads right now. Oh, and Barry missing that bottom left wizard with his Samaria shot.
Did Schwartz just realize? Yeah, he just realized he only has 6 crystals.
Yep.
He just realized. All right. So he didn't quite get to the front of the tower before he realized. So now he's gonna go.
Unfortunately, you know, while it was not strictly given where the big key was, you know, if Barry had fallen a time or 3 to Ganon or Moldorm 2, it was not impossible for Schwartz to catch up. But I think at this point, this is definitely Barry's race to lose, no question.
Barry's looking at more chests. He's looking for those silvers. He found the red shield, but that's not gonna help him.
No. I don't think it's a bad play right now to be checking those chests. So long as you don't go out of your way, if you can get the silvers, you know, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, he doesn't need the silvers.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have checked the top right chest, you know, but certainly checking that top left chest is solid.
Yeah, and I'll check the last chest as well. So if it's not in the last chest, where do you think it could be that they didn't check?
You know, there's not that many places. We did not open the big chest in Misery Mire.
What is he doing? Oh wow!
So
disrespect. He had to kill one meme, so at least we'll give him that one.
Yeah, but I think chest count wise, and chat agrees, I think that silvers elsewhere in Ganon's tower are probably the more likely bet. But we'll see what Ganon says when we get to that phase.
Exactly. And after the fire on the last chest, cue the Dairy Queens in the chat. Alright, so we got a 1 and a 1, looks like, so far on the Agatsu fight.
Yeah. Some of chat hoping for a silvers and validation chest just as maybe a little bit of karmic retribution.
Yeah, well, we already know from a previous tournament races that BarrybondZ does like to kill memes, so that's not surprising at all.
You know, I'm with him on that. I think that a little man on meme violence every once in a while is not so bad.
Schwartz needs to be careful here with Mothula. Looks like he's going to use a blue potion. He's going to try not to. Alright, now he might have to.
Yeah, he's definitely in the danger zone here.
We might have a fairy in reserve. That's why he's not using it just yet.
Did we get a fairy in a bottle? Oh, well, he's good anyway.
He got it, alright. Well, BarrybondZ, on to the Ganon fight.
Ooh, and going for the dash strat here and doing a good job of it.
Yeah, I call this the Willard J. Bradley strats. I see Willard do this all the time.
Willard is notorious for doing that pretty much every time. Then.
Even with Master Sword, he doesn't. I'm kidding.
I've seen him do it.
Not Master Sword. Master Sword, you have to spin slash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he will do it.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Ugh. Brain. Cooperate. Don't give Willard a big... Trust me, none of us are capable of giving Willard...
Phrasing? The arrows were in GT.
Yeah,
they were the last chest. I figured they would be.
Maybe Schwartz will do us a favor and check that validation chest for us.
Barry should have no problem with Butter Sword Silverless. Very easy to take care of if you know
getting bodied a little bit and getting one accidental freeze on Ganon.
I think he's got 2 hits so far. Ooh, be careful there. I think he needs just one more spin, and he gets him. And let's see. Ooh, be careful.
Fortunately, having half magic, he's getting to use the Fire Rod a lot.
Yeah, and he has the blue potion just in case.
Yep. And there we go.
Down goes Ganon. GG to MrBarrybondz.
He looked like he was about to dash. I was really worried he was going to dash right up off the top of that thing.
He's probably going to go for the swag finish there, but Zara, why don't you give us the official time as BarrybondZ finishes the race off?
All right. Well, MrBarrybondz is finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 52 seconds. So GG.
Very nice time by MrBarrybondz. Schwartz is now entering Ganon's tower. He's going to get his small key, big key, and head straight up, it looks like.
Let's see if we can get Barry in for an interview.
Yeah, he's already in here. Mr.
Oh, great. Hello, Barry.
Hey, guys.
So you couldn't kill one meme, so you killed another one instead.
Pretty much.
Now,
Wait,
what if silvers are in there?
Wait, sorry, what meme did I kill?
Oh, you fire out of the validation chest.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before.
Chat went nuts on that also, but we're not going to talk about that. But as I was saying, if silvers are in there, they could have been. You never know. Anyway, GG's a very nice race. How'd you feel about the plays you made?
I feel like my routing was really good. I just feel like skipping left side swamp was terrible.
Well, don't feel so bad. Schwartz also skipped left side swamp.
I figured he had to have if he had not typed .done yet.
Yeah.
Like the second I found that flute.
The other play he made, he went into Turtle Rock and he full cleared it.
Oh wow! So I skipped Lemolus, so
yeah, he killed Lemolus right away. Both of you guys made some interesting decisions that didn't quite pay off in the end. Schwartz, he didn't turn the green pendant in after he defeated Landmoles. He didn't check the pedestal before going to Turtle Rock, both of which I think would have been more correct plays. The only real mistake you made was doing pod.
Oh yeah, pod felt really bad. I hate that place.
Yeah, and pod only having the unnecessary ice rod. He did it too eventually, so it's not really like you guys went too far off the path.
Yeah, you both did pretty much all the same things, just in a slightly different order. There were actually a few high fives. We had a really nice one actually at Ether Tablet.
Oh well. I think, yeah, it's actually pretty surprising that he skipped left side swamp too.
Yeah, what are the odds of that? But
yeah, if either one of you had gotten left side right away and then like done left side first, I think Canis Tamari would have. I don't know, you wouldn't need to kill land modes for go mode, but still would have cut out a lot of time, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the biggest thing for me is I kind of don't like doing overworld, so I went pod first, and pod had nothing, so then I was forced to do overworld. I think there's one location left that I didn't check, and that was, well, I guess two, bat and catfish.
Yeah, I don't think you checked catfish. Schwartz did check catfish. I don't think it had anything.
Yeah, there was nothing of consequence.
This could have been a really fast seed, I think.
Yeah, if left side swamp and completing desert early were on the table, because desert was green pads. He might have been telling you to do it.
Well, when I found that, actually, I was starting to get really worried that it could have potentially been a ped seed, like towards the end.
Yeah, flute was definitely a possibility for pedestal. I'm surprised. Like Schwartz didn't check it. Also, Schwartz also forgot to complete Skull Woods at all.
Yeah.
He was on his way up to
really?
Ganon's tower with 6 crystals and was like, oh.
Yeah, you could get both items without the fire rod. I'm pretty sure it was like a bottle and something else.
And actually, it was the mirror shield that was sitting on top of the pedestal,
Oh wow.
looking at BarrybondZ screen.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get that.
Yeah,
Where was my last shield upgrade? I think I got it in Ganon's tower.
it was the right chest on the right chest in the mini helmet server. Like you opened the 3 chests and then you skipped the last one to troll everyone.
Oh yeah, I have skipped that last chest every single match of this tournament. So. I can't let the meme die now, even if it does have silvers.
Yeah, I don't think Schwartz gonna check it either because he's skipping all the other chests as well.
He might open validation. That'd be hilarious if it is silvers.
Or we're gonna find out. Let's see if he opens it at all. I doubt he will. Only 11 hearts. I just realized. He does open it, but it's just a heart container.
Yeah.
All right, so it's in the basement somewhere.
I was like pretty happy to see God GT as well.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was super nice. Super duper nice. We were hoping for the God Meyer for only that didn't happen.
You know, I'm pretty glad that I skipped Amolos, because if I got Bombos, I probably would have gone in the Turtle Rock as well.
Yeah, we were a little bit worried about that when you got the ice the ice rod was in pod. That's one of those things that when you see that, you start to wonder.
It's pretty wild that him being able to go into Turtle Rock and I didn't have that option. That could have been Flute in Turtle Rock and I would have just lost.
Totally.
Yeah. Also, how about that Thieves Town, huh?
Oh yeah, that was pretty front.
Those first 4 chests, 3 items right away.
And 3 good items too.
Yeah.
I think bow, flippers, and something else.
Yeah, just definitely bow and flippers, and I forget what the third.
Lamp.
Lamp. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, lamp.
And Schwartz now heading into his Silverless Ganon fight. He'll end up finishing about, I'd say, 8 or 9 minutes behind you, it looks like.
The second I found Flute, I figured Shores was going to be typing like .done anytime. I felt like he would have typed it sooner though, because we had access to that pretty early, I think.
Right.
Well, I mean, I always skip a Gina's Cave, so I went there just because I did tablet, but yeah, so early hookshot was available too.
Yep. Schwartz, he found those 2 when you were still looking at dungeons, and you're in pod and he finds Fire Rod and Hookshot within a minute of each other, and we're just like, well, the lead shifted back and forth so often, it was really crazy.
Oh, it was 7 or 8 times throughout the race that it was. You guys were just crossing and leading the whole time.
Yeah, it was like,
14 bunks. Sorry, I was proud of my bonk count.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
14, and those squirrels, I kept bonking into them. They were starting to make me angry.
Yeah, and you had early boots also. You had boots 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty nice when I saw those sitting on the ledge. I felt like I read the seed pretty well, like everything was in sequence until, flute.
I mean, it was in sequence there too. You just decided to skip the left side.
Yeah, pretty much.
I bet Schwartz is going to be surprised when we tell him that you also skip left side.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he has to expect that I must have as well, considering the time count. Because if
Yeah.
either one of us found that flute, it was like pretty much a jet seed, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, the only difference really was he might think that you put off desert for a long time, maybe. It's really weird though, the way that the seed played out in the end. Like, it is a weekly. You guys are finishing bottom half, probably. No offense.
Quite possibly, yeah.
I don't.
More than likely, 100%, because a lot of players play safe and they will not skip left side
Yeah,
swamp.
I never skip left side swamp, so.
I think the interesting thing about that is that if this had been the week, I think a lot of really, really high-end runners actually would have finished lower than you would expect.
Yeah, I think so too. This might have been one of those ones where I would have finished like a similar time to Barry. Like me and Barry have finished close to each other a lot for him being a top runner and me being like about average or a little below average. But GG to iamtheschwarz. He finishes with a time of what's the time?
He finished in second place with a time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Very nice. So, yeah, like I said, just a little over 8 minutes behind. We'll see if we can get him in here to join us for the interview. I know we have a Zelda race coming up, right? Zelda 1 randomizer, I believe, coming up right after us.
See if we can do something really quick.
At least I wasn't the only one that skipped left.
iamtheschwarz has no mic, so we will not be getting him in here.
Alright, so I'm trying to figure out if Zelda 1 is to right away. We'll wrap up this interview real quick.
Okay, iamtheschwarz, doing a little bit of on-screen manipulation here of the end of game text.
Winner, no.
Alright, so the guys over at the Zelda 1 are going to be taking over soon. So any last words, guys?
I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to you two for commentating. Thank you to Fiesel for restreaming like every stream ever. And thank you to Speed Gaming as well.
And GG again to both of our runners. If you liked what you saw today, definitely consider giving them a follow. Put on a really good show. And I've been Imosaru, and give us a follow if you enjoyed the stream and the commentary. But no biggie either way.
Yeah, and also a quick shout out to Hai again for filling in for me for the first few minutes of this race while I was getting my computer all set up. You're the man. Stay tuned, guys. Zelda 1 randomizer is on your way. TGE is going to be kicking me out. He's driving me with bananas and stuff. So we're going to be heading on out. Stay tuned for some Zelda 1 randomizer action. On behalf of myself and everyone else involved, GG's, and see you guys tomorrow.
Have a good night.